This is Brunch, Blaze, and Ballad,
where we eat, elevate, and talk about
media trends from the past,
the present,
and the future
from a Black perspective.
I'm your host, Roger Turner.
And I'm your host, Alexis Bertrand.
So sit back,
spark up,
and let's get into it. Hey, Alexis.
Hey, Roger, baby. How you doing?
I'm fine and dandy. How you doing?
Child, I'm good, boo. I'm so good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How was your brunch?
Baby, I'm already feeling it. All right, but so the brunch was easy. Still a little 2-egg scramble. You know, we working on that summer body already. So a little bacon, little egg, little toast, little avocado. It was so good.
Okay, well, I'm trying to be heart healthy, so
heart healthy.
You know, I'm a man of a certain age, and my husband wants me to stay around.
But you look good, baby. You look good.
Thanks, darling. I had a salad. I had a nice.
Come on, Roger, with the salad.
I had a nice salad. I had a hemp protein shake with my salad.
Hemp protein shake. Okay, what was the? Now, you know we Black, so what was the dressing?
The dressing? Oh, I made my own dressing, so it was...
Of course you made your own dressing. I can't.
A lemon, olive oil, vinegar, some lemon and herb dressing.
A little lemon, olive oil.
Don't be jealous, because I know how to season food and make a little things.
I am a little jealous. I ain't mad at it.
I
can't go to the store and buy that shit.
Things.
I can't go to the store and buy that, Roger.
Well, ask me for one. I'll bring you a bottle.
Okay, that's true.
I'll make you a bottle.
Give me a little sample.
I'll make you a little bottle.
Okay. So if you had, you had the hemp protein shake.
Yeah.
So how high are you, boo?
I am at about a 6 right now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, me too, but I feel like I'm hovering 7. I'm gonna climb pretty fast.
Well, we both had that same edible, so we're gonna get there.
By the time we finish,
we're
gonna be right there.
We gonna get there. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Oh, very good. How did you ingest? I didn't ask.
I just said we both had.
We had it. You see,
you
okay,
high.
Brunches. Okay,
you is high boots, honey. You might need to change that to a 7.
Like Mary J. Blige.
I literally just said we had the same edible.
You sure did. Okay,
go ahead.
So I might be like not knee high, but like Mary J. Blige thigh high.
Let's get it. You're doing it. I wish y'all could see us because we both doing the Mary dance right now. Mary got her own move.
She do. It's just crotchety. I love it. Okay.
Tell them what we talking about today.
So, boo. Okay, listen. It has been a banner fucking year for like all types of things. And so what we decided to do is that we're going to look at some of the best content, TV, music, and media-wise from this past year. And I think there are just some things that I know we want to highlight that is just like, So if you've been with us all year, been loving our podcast, and we've been loving you, I think this is a great time for us to just kind of spotlight some things that you just might have like fallen off of your radar that we think have been just some really impactful culture shifters in 2024. So this episode is called The Best Content of 2024.
Oh, yeah. So before we get into anything else, I just want to say by the time our brunchers are listening to this episode, it'll be the holiday season. So I want to say happy holidays to everyone.
Happy holidays.
We hope you have a happy new year.
Yes.
It'll be around that time when you guys hear this episode. So I think it's time for us to pull back that curtain. So my pull back the curtain is 2024. It's been a year, girl. I don't need to do no research for this.
Right? Girl.
Like, if you don't know what 2024 was, then where you been?
Yes. In many ways, she was disrespectful, but in many ways, she also brought some gems.
She brought some gems, but she was highly disrespectful. She
really was.
She was an unruly.
Rude ass heifer.
Yeah, she was unruly.
She could have told us about that whole... Okay, we won't talk about that.
She could have did.
She told us about that November 5th.
2024 played the fuck out of our feelings.
It did.
Yeah.
It really did.
If you was a marginalized person, a person of color, all of your feelings have been just messed with this year.
Okay.
Okay.
So we got some great tidbits for you to kind of anchor you as you go through your holiday winter season and hopefully carry some of this great stuff into 2025 with you.
I think it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. So let's go ahead and get started.
Okay. What you got?
So first thing I want to bring in, we did an episode on women in hip hop. And I've really been thinking about hip hop in general, because it just celebrated its 50 years this year, right?
Yeah. Well, not this year. I think it was last year.
It was last year, but we celebrate all year long. And so really thinking about how women have been carrying hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to bring in one of the best albums that I think I heard was from a female rapper, Doechii.
Yes, I'm glad I put a couple of things down because this was the album that was for me.
In Alligator Bites Never Heal. I think we've said all that we wanted to say about Doechii, but what I think is like, one, a lot of people hadn't heard of her, even though she had gained all of this traction with like all of the features she had done. She had worked with Janelle Monáe. She did a feature. She has a couple hit singles herself. But what I really loved about Alligator Bites Never Heal is that it felt like a throwback to the storytelling vibe of what we grew up with in 90s hip hop.
Yeah, I agree.
Her lyricism is great. She's dope. It's very fresh. And honestly, anybody can argue with me if they want to, but women have been carrying hip hop for a very long time. I think in terms of the mainstream, in terms of the popularity, like Nissan Altima, if you want to know, is one of my favorite tracks.
Absolutely.
It takes me back to Lonely Love. It takes me back to Tribe Called Quest. It takes me back to De La Soul.
Did you see her recent performance on Stephen Colbert?
Yes, with the
braids. I was like, girl.
Yo, she was, and then her
she did Denial is a River.
Yes, Denial is a River. Yes. And her Tiny Desk.
Her Tiny Desk was dope.
Like, it was all perfectly played out. I think this is a project. If you have not listened to this project, I think it's easily digestible. I think it's one of the best projects in hip hop. I would say hip hop. Doechii's Alligators Bites Never Heal. It's dope. Check it out.
And just look out for Doechii in general.
And she's just getting started.
She's an incredible performer.
Yes.
She's an incredible performer. She's an incredible lyricist. She, like, the music that she uses.
Mm-hmm. And her team, she's got a great team behind her because her aesthetic, right, it is still very sexy, but it is not like the Little Kim or the Foxy Brown of
it's
it all.
It's her own look.
It's still schoolgirl, right, for the like that kind of lane, but it is very like a schoolgirl I would see like when I'm walking through the streets of Harlem.
Yes.
Like, she's like literally a school, like, my braids is tight, my fit covers me, I'm feeling good, and her skin game is crazy. So check out Doechii, y'all. Please, please, please.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So that was one of the things that was one of the two albums I was thinking about.
Really? Oh my God.
So I'm just gonna go with the queen herself. We're gonna talk about Cowboy Carter.
Come through.
The queen is, by the time you guys have heard this, she will have already performed on Christmas.
Yes, with Miss Mariah Carey.
Mariah's in the performance?
Both of them, honey. Mariah x Beyonce. I don't know if Mariah's doing a Star Spangled Banner, but she in there. I've been looking at the advertisement.
Netflix, I hope y'all get it together.
Now, see,
I hope
don't play with these servers.
Don't play with these servers.
Girl, we coming to your job.
Okay, because they already suing the girls.
Like, you messed around.
The girls was already suing Netflix over that Mike Tyson fight.
Right, and upped our subscription.
Y'all better get it together.
All this damn subscription fee.
And limited, don't let people steal
Right, you can't let me share no password, so I can't share no password.
Y'all locking down the passwords.
And up my membership.
I had to pay more money so my mama could watch.
Right, and these bootleg ass servers.
I'm taking care of senior citizen. Why you gonna...
Where'd you get these servers from? Tubi?
I was like,
where were these servers coming from?
Stop. We need to stop trashing Tubi. Okay. Black folks is going to get mad at us. But
Child, them wigs is not right. Okay, okay, Cowboy Carter. Okay, why Cowboy Carter for 2024?
Well, Cowboy Carter, I feel like it's just pushing the envelope on what artists can do for for genre.
Absolutely.
Like Beyonce is basically reclaiming genres for people of color. You know how intentional she is.
Yeah.
She not only did she reclaim the history of the genre, she challenged the current state of the genre.
Yeah.
And then gave a peek into what it would look like if we always existed in the genre.
Yes.
And I'm excited about what she's going to do in Volume 3, which I'm still convinced it's going to be rock.
If it is like I'm ready for it, it's like that part of like the reclaiming. It gave us such a freedom. I have never had so many conversations with Black people around country music. So even if they didn't listen to Cowboy Carter, they were listening to Shabuzi. They were listening to Tanner Adele. They're listening to other people, like students that I work with, adults that I know. Like they're talking about country music, and it's like Beyonce did exactly what she set out to do.
And like she also the country music awards had a lot of. I didn't watch it. I did watch some of I did watch some of the interviews and a lot of the performances that have come out of CMAs.
No, I did see highlights,
CMAs, even though the organization itself refuses to progress, the artists are pushing the progression.
They are.
The people that should be doing it, the white artists that are within country music are like, this can't be us. I don't want this to be us.
I don't want to be a part of it.
And so they're pushing the genre. So they're doing more collaborations with Black country artists that are being put
writers
forward.
And singers, and making sure that everybody gets their equal due, which is amazing.
that I can't even think of their names, but the country music group that got on the red carpet,
the all boys, the all men's group,
and did an a cappella version of
Texas Hold'em.
Texas Hold'em. They were like, let's talk about a song that should have been nominated, and they did Texas Hold'em. We gon' hold 'em. I said, y'all better sing.
And they sang it down too.
Okay.
On the red carpet.
So that was one of the big culture shifts for 2024 for me.
Musically, I'm with you. And that's going to be my second one as well, is like, I was so proud of this project.
Well, we both got the same two, because my two were Cowboy Carter and Doechii.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yo, Brunchers, I know we don't talk about a lot of our selections before we get to the studio. So that's amazing that these two artists just have, it was great. Okay.
You want to do TV or film? Let's do film.
Let's do film.
Yeah.
Film is easy for me because it's mostly TV. There's honestly, all the movies are great, but there was one.
I only have two that shifted.
You want to guess?
The culture for me.
Because we just talked about it.
Go for it.
Okay, I got it. We got to mention Wicked.
Okay.
And I'm saying this even though we did a whole episode on this. And here's the one point that I'll make. I was literally talking to a colleague today. And they were adamant. They don't do musicals at all.
Uh-huh.
Broadway is not their thing. They're a New Yorker. They love New York, but Broadway's never been their thing. So to go to a movie musical, they were strong-armed by their partner. They went in there, watched it, and by the end, it was like, I was fully invested in this production. I had never seen... He's like, and this colleague of mine is a white person. And so he was like, I will never fully understand the challenges, he said, that people of color, specifically Black people, go through. He said, but watching Cynthia deliver this performance, he was like, it just touched at my heart and just pulled me all the way back out of myself to help me realize how my self-awareness and how I'm showing up. Mm-hmm. He's like, it was like one of those, he's like, I didn't know I needed to see this until I was actually sitting there watching it.
Yeah, Ariana Grande did a good job of dragging the hell out of white folks. With her character.
And you couldn't hate on her because she was dragged. She's beautiful. And I'm all right, so you're not going to be mad. He said, to see that, he's like, it was very powerful. Mm-hmm. It was very, very powerful. And he's like, I loved it. He said, my wife and I were both just sobbing. And he was like, I was sobbing because he said he felt like if he had to see himself in this movie, he would have been... he wouldn't have been Glinda, but he would have been a part of that tribe.
Mm.
He's like, for all my best intentions in the world, for me trying to show up and be a good person, I'm not Elphaba. I'm not nowhere near that. I'm literally Glinda, or I'm part of that whole crew.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, he said, I got to see, he said, that took me back. And that like checked me a bit on my own humanity. And I'm like, and I think that's the power and the beauty when you have people who are committed to a film project. They take their time with it. You got the right director. You got the right script. And they're intentional about all of their practice and all of the moves that they make. I think Wicked just took us by storm. I think everybody thought it was just going to be, okay, another musical movie. And they've all been great, right? I don't take away from any of the ones that have come before. But this one...
Well, they haven't all been great, but...
Okay, well, that's true.
I mean, musical movie, like Broadway to movie adaptations have not been doing well lately.
That is true. But I thought Mean Girls, like the Mean Girls one, to decent.
Well, now, other than Wicked, Mean Girls is the best movie to musical adaptation right now.
You even think over, what was the one that came out? Steven Spielberg did. Oh my God.
West Side Story?
You think it was better than West Side Story?
Yeah. I mean, Steven did a great job, but
yeah, Wicked.
It didn't make people connect. Like it didn't. It could have, but it really didn't make people connect. He did a great tribute to the original movie.
It didn't, and I think, not to be cliche, but watching this green-colored skin witch gave some people who are not black or brown a better idea and a better sense from youth to adulthood, what people who are melanated go through.
Mean Girls did. I think what Mean Girls and Wicked both did was push the performance. It pushed the performance to another level. I think what musical movies haven't been doing is pushing the genre. Rather, it either does one of two things: does a great tribute to the original genre or satisfy the fans, but it doesn't do anything to bring new
That's such a good point.
Viewers in. And both Wicked and Mean Girls did a tribute to the original musical, but also pushed the genre so that new fans can now enjoy.
That is a
the
great
performance.
point. Yeah, that's such a great. I didn't even think about that.
Like the recasting of. Well, let's not. Let's move on to other movies. But yeah, this is a whole musical movie conversation. But did you have a second movie?
No, I didn't have a second movie.
So my two movies, besides Wicked, because I knew you were going to pick Wicked.
I had to. It was just glorious.
Well, we just talked about it, and so you guys, you already heard if you haven't heard the last episode, go back and listen to our last episode. But we really dive into Wicked. But my two, one is Inside Out 2.
Oh, I totally forgot about that one.
Inside Out 2.
Now I want to know why.
Because I think what Inside Out 2 has done for the idea of family therapy and emotion and getting us to understand real what it means to be emotionally healthy.
Yeah.
In a way that's digestible and fun and enjoyable, and without minimizing it, because it just took it and expanded with, like, it just touched on it in Inside Out, the original, but when coming with Inside Out 2, really dove into what it meant to really grow into emotionally. And I'm excited about what's going to happen with Inside Out 3.
You're so right. One, because I think some people would argue that the sequel was better.
It is better because you're getting into adolescence,
which is very tough
and a lot more complex. It's a lot more complex.
Yes, I'm saying in animated films, it gets really, really tough for the sequel to outdo the first, because the sequel can always feel like a cash grab. So even if the third one does, which
unless you're Toy Story,
very true. So the second one can feel like a cash grab, but this one, you're right.
Yeah.
And I think it helped families talk about mental health and wellness. You're so right.
Yeah.
Damn, I forgot all about Inside Out too.
So my second one is a little bit of a sleeper. I feel like a lot of people didn't pay attention to this, and I'm going to keep talking about this movie.
Come on.
Because we both love action movies, and I feel like this movie has pushed the genre for action.
I wonder
and
if this is what I
has
think this is.
Rebel Ridge. Not
I
a lot of
didn't think you were
people.
gonna go here.
Rebel Ridge. I don't think a lot of people are paying attention to the fact that we just watched an action star, a black man be the hero, fight the police without using any guns or killing anyone, and still be the hero.
Oh, now that revolutionary act right there, baby.
That is not and I don't think people have
Ooh.
realized that's what happened throughout the entire movie.
Damn,
He never used a gun. He never killed anyone.
Yo, Brunches, my mind is blown. You're absolutely
And he
right.
still was the hero.
And he didn't go to jail.
And he didn't go to jail.
I mean, you know, he was like, holy shit, I didn't even realize that.
And
That's how good that action
I'm
movie
excited
was.
because the movie is a little open-ended and leaves room for there to be a sequel.
I have no idea. Rebel Ridge.
Rebel
Thank you for
Ridge.
that.
I just want you guys to pay attention to Aaron Pierre as a just as a performer and as an artist.
I won't pay attention to him too.
He's about
child.
he's a voice actor in the new Mufasa movie. Come on, Blue Ivy's debut.
Okay. Looking just gorgeous and Jim.
Although
okay, I know.
I know it's clouded with a little.
I know. Daddy got a little trouble right now.
Got a little issues right
now.
But I'm glad they didn't let that overshadow
Stop
her
that
day.
shine.
But yeah, I
love that.
I love what this movie is going to do for action and what it means for action for people of color.
People of color and just action movies in general. Us watching action movies since, you know, I'll speak for myself. Like I'm off the 80s, right? So the Van Dammes and the Schwarzeneggers and the Stallones of it all. It's always big guns. It's always big explosions. It's always, quote unquote, save the girl. And then right off into the sunset.
It hasn't always been. Like, I want us to go back to the Bruce Lee years of the hero never used a gun.
Yeah, Jackie didn't have to do that either. When Jackie Chan was running all over New York, kicking everybody's ass with his feet.
And the gun never worked.
The gun never worked. It showed up. The gun never worked, and he would backflip on them motherfucker. You're absolutely right about that. Oh, Rebel Ridge, this is such a good one. I'm actually going to put this on my weekend one and watch it again.
Okay.
Oh, my God. Okay.
So you want to go to TV?
Let's go to TV. Okay. So because I'm watching this again, I actually have a new entry in here. But I'm watching this one again with a good friend who's never seen it. And I got to bring in Agatha all along.
Okay.
We're going to go because she kind of kicked off it's about the witches, right? Mm-hmm. The era of witches. And the reason why I'm bringing the show in, because it is incredibly well acted, well performed. There's musical moments in there. And it does not feel like your typical Marvel project. What I will say is when a lot of people, and I said this before, there was a lot of brouhaha over the fact that a lot of the people, the characters leading the shows and the movies from Phase 4 of MCU were people of color or queer-coded or something like that. And the masses well, not the masses, but you know that there were people like, I don't want that. I want to go back to the good old days. I don't like this shit. I want to go back to the Tony Stark. I want to go back to the Chris Evans. Basically, they want to go back to the white men, right? Mm-hmm. And so you saw Marvel slow it all down. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then the first product they put out, really, like the second one, but the second product that they put out is about a lesbian witch. And it's excellent.
And where it goes is now going to be a queer boy and a lesbian witch.
Yes, and it's going to take them into these spaces. It was so unapologetic about all of its queerness, about all of its magic, that I'm watching my friend fall in love with superhero films and media again. And so I'm telling you all, if you are really, just give this show a shot. It will not disappoint.
First of all, I love Joe Locke from Heartstoppers.
Period.
But Joe Locke's performance, I feel like his performance is a little in Heartstoppers is a little overshadowed.
It's a little tapped down.
It's tamped down by like other artists that are in the show with him. Like they give bigger performances. But this performance in Agatha All Along, he was really good.
And you're next to Kathryn Hahn, who's been in the business for a long time.
And he held his own with Kathryn
against her.
And I don't know who was in that writing room, but whoever wrote Jennifer Kale, Sasheer Zamata's character, all the Black women were in that room because there was the only witch in the show that she was a full Black woman. She was the only one.
She was full on Black from start to finish.
That never switched on Agatha.
No.
Was always the one that was like, Agatha is playing us, y'all.
Yeah.
She was always right from the beginning, and she's the only character that never needed to be saved. She saved herself.
Okay, so y'all, if you haven't watched this show, that piece that Roger just mentioned, it's worth seeing.
It's worth it just for that character's evolution.
You said it earlier, how she reclaims basically herself. That speaks straight to Black women.
Of a bunch of witches that have been powerless and stripped of power, she's the one that's the most competent throughout the entire series.
And we're talking about people who are standing next to the Patti LuPone, who is dynamic. And I think she's up for an award. Like, Patty's performance was that incredible. Seriously, y'all, do not sleep on this show.
Yeah, don't sleep on the show. So that's a great pick.
Agatha All Along.
I like it. So I'm going to go into a little bit earlier in the year.
Ooh.
So I'm going to go to a show called Three Body Problem.
Yes! I love this. Please go.
So Three Body Problem is one of those amazing fantasy, complicated, world-ending shows.
Apocalyptic shows.
It's very good. It very much makes us question what would happen if the world had to band together.
Yeah.
And I like, even though they played him down, that Black man, that main character.
Listen.
Sir, y'all should have been listening to him the whole time.
The whole time.
He was right the whole time.
And I love that they gave it to a brother. He's like,
and I was like, tell y'all, he was right the whole time, y'all. But yeah, Three Body Problem did it for me. It was a very good show. I've watched it a couple of times.
Oh, a couple?
Yeah, because when you watch it again, there's so many things that you didn't see the first time that you go back, you be like, the fuck?
That's true. And it really has become a global phenomenon. Like, they're talking about this film like globally. This series globally. Like, it's something, put it on your list. Like, don't even play with yourself. Like, it's
Netflix,
really
Three Body Problem.
Very good television.
What's your next one?
Okay, so I'm going into cartoons now.
Okay.
So I mentioned this one time before, but I just finished season 2.
I know you're going to.
Nope, you might not.
Oh, what?
I just finished it. Arcane, League of Legends, which is also on Netflix. And so, again, just finished the second season. And essentially what this story is about, it's about, well, first of all, it's very relative to now. We talk about power dynamics and power structures. So you have the society that lives kind of above. It's opulent, all the money, all the wealth, all the class. And then there's the city underneath it, where you have the poor and the disenfranchised and like the grime and the muck. But essentially they kind of keep things going so that the people who live in the nicer part are they get to keep living their lives because the people underneath are keeping the city literally going. So you have that juxtaposition, I can't talk.
Juxtaposition.
That word, right, of like low income, socioeconomic status, gender, sexuality, all of the power, all of that comes into play. And it's wrapped up in this story around what would happen if scientists, try to harness magic, what would that look like? It is incredible. It deals with mental health. It deals with love and relationships. There's even a sex scene that's a same gender loving sex scene, and they show all parts of it.
I've been trying to make myself get back into the, because I've had so many things in the mix that I haven't been able to finish. But I got partly through the first season, and I was like, this is so good. But it was so much on my plate, I couldn't finish it. But I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back, and I'm going to finish this series.
And it starts with the tale of sisterhood. Like, it's sisterhood, like it's incredible.
I was enthralled within the first couple of episodes. I was like, this is
literally
good.
People, everybody that all different shapes and sizes and colors and creeds. It is so you don't have to love video games. You don't have to love the League of Legends video games. A lot of people don't. It's problematic. It's a very popular game. But even if you don't play these video games, just good storytelling.
Well, video games have been some of the best storytelling right now.
Come on, I'm trying to help somebody figure this out. So just help me out, Holy Ghost. I'll be like, it's telling you it's the best shit out there. So check out Arcane. Oh, and I will say this. If you've been fans of like the Castlevania series, in terms of like, they deal with death and life. Like, this isn't one of those, like, we just ride off in the sunset and we're picking, dandelions. Like, it's very, very real. It deals with some really hardcore stuff. It is gorgeous.
All right.
Please go watch it.
Good.
Arcane. See, you thought I was going to go there.
No, because I thought you were going to say our favorite. I thought you were going to do some X-Men 97.
Come on now.
Which, X-Men 97, come on. It's another, like, genre favorite, but really has it pushed. Now, there's a lot of controversy around its creator that's been happening right now, and I don't know where to go with this, because I want to believe victims first. We do. I'm also not hearing from the victims. So I haven't heard directly from victims yet, but I want to believe victims first. And two, you know what? I'm not getting enough information from Bo DeMaio. He's framing it that it has a lot to do with just being a black man in an ultra white space.
Yeah.
However, I don't know. I don't know, because because you know what? People were having the same arguments around Bill Cosby too. So I don't know.
Yeah, but the thing, it's just so disappointing, because this just got relaunched again. We hadn't seen X-Men kind of flourish in terms of their storytelling on the screen in a very long time.
Well, I've been trying to divide the art from the artist, and when the art is superseding the morals of the artist, I can champion the art.
Agreed.
Like J.K. Rowling has created an amazing work, but she's still a transphobe.
And she's a hot ass mess.
But it doesn't. If it can keep me from giving money to this transphobe, I will try to absorb the genre as much as I can without giving any more money to this transphobe.
That's true. And this show offers a lot of parallels to what we see actually happening in our society now.
Yeah. The show's doing really well. The show did a great job of doing what Stan Lee meant for the X-Men in the first place.
Absolutely.
Which is challenging our ideas around xenophobia and racism.
Point blank, period. So, we got to put X-Men 97 on. I actually appreciate you saying that.
So, but I think we have a little time. So I have a couple of picks in television that I want to point out a little bit more. So if you have another one, you can throw one in there. I do,
but I have one. I only have one more, but I'll wait. Why don't you go to get us started?
I want to talk about reality TV and the show that changed some stuff for me for reality television that everybody was talking about, but it was at the top of the year, so we haven't heard much from it. But they're going to come out with a season 2. The Boyfriend. So the Boyfriend is getting a season 2.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh my God.
I think they're actually filming season 2 right now. But The Boyfriend was
It was so damn good.
It read the fuck out of us as Americans.
It really did. Like, we are doing courtship all wrong.
All wrong, honey.
What are
All
you doing?
wrong.
Like, I'm literally working, as we speak, I'm literally working my way through the reunion special that they did for Netflix Japan, but it's all subtitled. So, but I'm sitting here watching it.
I haven't seen the reunion show yet.
They did, Netflix Japan did one where they brought the whole cast back with that same panel who was with you during the show. And they're just talking like, where are you now? And I have purposefully been keeping myself off the internet because I don't know what's happening with any of them yet. But I want to watch until I watch this reunion. It's so cute.
Oh, I want to watch this
It
reunion.
is so cute.
I'm going back to watch this reunion. But yeah, the boyfriend really read the fuck out of us around how we are dealing with a relationship in America. Because apparently these queer Japanese men was getting it together. They knew how to talk about their feelings.
Yes.
They knew how to they put themselves out there, but also at the same time,
oh my God, you had
tell
things
people
of
great ways of telling people no and having your boundaries, authenticity.
Some love was unrequited, like I have it for you, but you don't have it for me.
But questioning the authenticity of your
Yes.
of your affection. It was very good.
And it wasn't sexualized at all.
In fact, when somebody got too sexual, it was like, hey,
It was a turn off.
Hey, this is a turn off. I don't want to. This is not how I'm
Like
gonna find.
it felt like a dating
This is
show.
not how I'm gonna find my person.
No, it was great.
We not gonna use this as a. But now, if this show had been the same show in America,
Child.
so many
There
folks.
been a couple scenes blurred out in the shower.
So listen, before we could even get to the truck, folks would have been. Half that cast would have already have had sex with each other past day.
We ain't making no coffee on that truck. That truck would have been rocking. Do you hear me?
No money made. No money made. I didn't quit my job to come here and work.
They've been stirring this coffee.
I came here to find my person.
And give me a piece.
But they said, listen, you want to find your person, work with some people. This is how you get relationship dynamics.
I
was
totally
like,
forgot about
this was
I loved it.
This was very good. What you got?
I'm blanking. Okay, so I'm blanking. Give me another one. I'm blanking because I'm high. Because I'm still.
Well, we got time. I can cut this out. Okay.
So since we're in reality TV mode, I didn't think about it like this because it's kind of old, but I think it's like the best one. And I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. You know, I'm a Housewives fan, and this is what I wanted to talk about. As soon as you brought up the boyfriend and like reality TV, I think finally I think this current season of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is probably one of the best reality TV show seasons out there. And I say this because, yes, you get all the regular drama and the opulence and all of this. At the same time, you're dealing with, first of all, ghetto has no color. So these white women on the show is ghetto as hell. But there was one scene, and I think a lot of people who follow the series will know. So there's one black castmate, Mary Cosby, and she has this scene where she's just talking to her son. He's like 21, 22. And he admits not only his drug use, but how far his drug use had gone and how it had pushed him into like suicidal ideation.
Oof.
And you can clearly see the scene goes on for like a good almost 10 minutes. You can tell they forgot that the cameras were there. And Mary's response to her son is, I can't even tell you, like I get chills thinking about it, how perfect it is when you have a mother who's like looking at her 20-something-year-old child who's telling you that he has been addicted to all types of drugs since he was a teenager, and how the reason he did not make that final kind of choice was because of the love he has for his mother. And her response was like, it was just beautiful and motherly. And she has this moment where she's like you can see her convincing him, like, you're the best thing that ever happened to me. Like, I prayed for you and here you are. And she didn't judge him. She didn't dismiss him. In fact, she just like wrapped her arms like around him. And it was so powerful that celebrities were just chiming in on all the social media like, thank you so much for sharing your story. I have gone through this with my younger children. Prayers to you and your family. And I think even though we love reality TV for all of the entertainment that it can bring us, it was a stark reminder of like, this is reality television. These are people's everyday lives. So for her to even take that opportunity to share that journey, and he's doing well now. He's in rehab that they're focused on. But to have that in there, it's brought up all of these conversations around like, for parents who are super busy, who are doing all the things to provide for their children, how can they at the same time watch over their children when they're too busy trying to provide everything? It just gave this great mix of like, reality TV isn't always about fancy purses and fancy dinners.
Well,
it's like dealing with real life.
Yeah, it's about dealing with real life and like connecting with people that are also dealing with some of the things that you may be dealing with in real life and trying to give like a better example of how we can handle, or the best possible way we can handle those.
It's brilliant. And so when you brought up the boyfriend, which I was like, yes, I loved it. I didn't even think about like the best of reality TV. I think Salt Lake City kind of really hit the mark there for me in terms of like, they finally got a good cast, and they're actually dealing with real fucking issues. And so I'm going to put that out there for some of my housewife fans. Are you looking for reality TV? It's not one of these ones where, like the Love After Lockup, or like some of these ones where it's just hard-hitting reality every episode. And he's like, God damn, I don't want to deal with none of that. Or like the pompousness. Like, I love you, love and hip-hop, but it's a little pompous. It actually, like, I got to see a mother loving her child through a crisis. So check it out, y'all.
Yeah, I think people are tired of seeing people floss. Like
seriously.
the way people's money is happening right now.
Right now, you got a Bentley, great. I don't care.
Listen, like like people are struggling right now.
Right?
Like, I don't think I need to watch a bunch of different people like flaunt their wealth, because the wealthy is a part of the issue right now.
Hello, like, child, I just want to afford bread.
So my next thing, I love in this is like putting forward people of color or creators of color.
Yes.
But my next selection really didn't have anyone of color in it. I believe there's one performer.
This is special for you.
But I felt like this series was so special. It was so different. It was so raw in its storytelling, and changed how we tell stories. Baby Reindeer. I thought Baby Reindeer, it's a reason why I won an Emmy. Like, it was really incredible. Incredible storytelling. If you guys haven't watched Baby Reindeer, I'm not going to give it away for you. I'm not going to talk much about it. It does have a lot to do with sexual violence and sexual abuse. It is a queer coming out story. There's a lot going on that's in it, but it tells it in a very clever and entertaining way. The star is basically giving his life story. This is actually a real event, that a series of events that happened to the actor that is performing in this special.
Who also wrote it.
So,
y'all, he's acting like the rent is due because it was. He had nothing going on. He was actually not in a really good place, I believe, when he was trying to shop this.
Yeah.
Right?
It literally is telling, his life story. And I feel like what he did with this series changed how we told television can happen.
Yes.
Yeah. It really changes, because it's not told in any other, there is no other television format that resembles Baby Reindeer
at all. No, you're absolutely right. And incredibly well acted.
Yeah. It was a really great performance, but it's rough. But if you want to watch something really artistically special, that is riveting, entertaining, emotional, Baby Reindeer was the get for me this year.
Yeah, that was such a good.
I think he's going to change how. I think that show is going to change how we tell stories
of like mental health and wellness and relationships and just how to navigate through trauma.
Or
like I don't even want to give it away myself.
Or
like,
just how we do storytelling. Like
that is actually very
I
true.
think how we do story. Like if someone had told me before, majority of what we're going to watch is text messages.
Yeah.
Somebody would have been like, I'm not watching that. That would have been a hard sell. It was riveting.
It really was. And I think that is like what we're looking for. I think the through line through everything that we shared in this episode was like good storytelling, good artistic expression that is extremely well thought out and like delivered.
And core messaging. Like worthwhile messaging.
Worthwhile messaging.
Yeah.
I think that is the thing. And anything, whether it was fantasy, whether it was reality, whether it was fiction or anything like that, we could still pull out the messages that we could apply to our everyday lives on all of this stuff that we presented. And I think
it matters. We like stuff that matters.
We absolutely like stuff that matters.
We like stuff that matters. I think that's all the time that we have
I think that's
for
the time,
today.
Girl, that was so good.
Say goodbye to 2024. Bye, girl.
2024, you have been many, many things.
And
I'm going to leave it at that.
Friendly's not one of them.
Girl, talk to your cousin. Tell her 2025. Tell him to calm down just a little bit.
Tell 2025 get her life together. I think she's gonna be rougher than 2024.
Child, I don't even think 2025 got a good wig ready. I don't think she got a good wig
at all.
She ain't got no glam
at all.
She coming here looking messy.
She gonna be that mama that showed up to school with curlers and slippers on.
Curlers and slippers on, just in a robe. Like, look. That's what
Listen, what you want to tell the brunches?
So I want to tell the people, listen, check out, first of all, back up. If you have some great, incredible picks for us for 2024, make sure you drop that in the social media, drop that in the comments, because we would love to know what was your impactful content that just stuck with you through 2024. And if you need some good ideas, check out the ones that we offered, all right? So while you are out there doing your thing in the holiday season, please be good or be good at it.
And I want you to know that you are enough just as you are. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, boo.